Hi students, welcome back to my channel. I am Teacher Izzati. For today's class, we are going to learn literature. Don't forget to subscribe and like my video. For today's lesson, we are going to learn a poem entitled The Day the Bulldozers Came. So this is the continuation for our last class. Okay, we have learned about this poem, but for today's class, we are going to focus on setting, theme, and also the moral values. So, are you ready? I hope you can refer the poem in your textbook. So, before we start our lesson for today, I want you to watch this video. So, this video is about the poem that we are going to learn for today's class, which is The Day the Bulldozers Came. Okay, so have you watched the video? Okay, that's good. So now let's moving on to the poem. Okay, so this is the poem, The Day the Bulldozers Came. So I will read first this poem, and then I will let you to read on your own. The day the bulldozers came, rooks were building crazy egg baskets in the oaks. Green flies sizzled by the pond, and a cold-eyed toad waited for them. The day the bulldozers came, squirrels were scattering up tree trunks and leaped from branches that were hardly there. The fox stirred in his sleep as the ground trembled. Ha ha, he thought, I'm quite safe. Deep down in the earth, no one can get me here. Then the bulldozers came. Okay, so I've read the poem just now. What I want you to do now is I'll give you 5 minutes for you to read this poem on your own, and I will discuss about this poem after you have read. Okay, so have you read this poem? Okay, good. So can I have Ali? Can you please read this poem for me with correct intonation? Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you, Ali. Okay, so that is the correct way on how you need to read this poem. Okay, so now let's moving on to the next one. Okay, so for today's lesson, we are going to focus on themes, setting, as well as moral values. Okay, so for the first one, let's start with the theme. Okay, so for the theme, for this poem, the first one is destruction of nature. So what does it mean by destruction of nature? We can see that the bulldozers are designed to knock down trees and flatten lands for development. However, this has resulted in the destructions of nature. Many trees are knocked down, animals lose their home and have nowhere to go. Okay, so from here we can see that the bulldozers came only to knock down the trees and flatten lands for the development. So we can see the destruction of nature happened when the bulldozers came to knock down every trees and flatten the lands. Okay, so for the second theme, we have disruption of life. What does it mean by this disruption of life? Okay, it is when the life of the animals in the forest are disrupted by humans' activities. So for examples, you can see based on this poem, the bulldozers came to knock down the tree branches where the squirrels live. So the squirrels have no more place to live in. Okay, so that is how the disruption of life happened. So the animals in the forest will be affected by humans' attitude for destroying their shelter. Okay, so now let's moving on to the setting. Okay, so obviously the setting will be in the forest, but okay, as you can see in the slide, it explains that the setting of the poem is in the countryside or a forest. There are trees or which can be seen as oaks, a pond, and underground dance. This is the natural environment where animals, birds, and insects live. The creatures mentioned in the poem, rocks, squirrels, and fox, indicate that the setting is in a western country such as England or America. So definitely this poem is not happen in Malaysia, or which means that this forest is not preferredly in Malaysia because there are some animals that we don't have in Malaysia. Okay, so this poem may be in England or America. So how many settings do we have in this poem? Yes, we only have one setting, which is in the forest. Okay, so do we have this kind of activity in this Malaysia? Yes, we do have this kind of activity in Malaysia when they destroy this forest to make a new development to that place. So is it good or not? Obviously it is not good because it destroyed the habitat of one's animal. Okay, so now let's moving on to the moral values. I guess that we have lots of moral values that we can found based on this poem. So can I give you 10 minutes for you to think of any moral values that you can found based on this poem? Okay, so now can I have Sarah to answer? What is the moral value that you can found based on this poem? Okay, what is your answer? We should protect our forest. Okay, that is one of the good answer. We should protect our forest. Because of what? Because forest is the place where the animals live in, and when we have destroyed all the forests in our country, what will happen to our country? We will have a very huge global warming. Okay, so now let's see the moral values that I have in these slides. Okay, I have two moral values. Let's start with the first one, which is we should be ready to face changes. Okay, this one focus on the fox. Because of what? This fox is not ready to face changes. He is so proud by saying that he is safe because he is underground, but at the end of the day, the bulldozers destroy his house. The other animals, you can see the squirrel jump to another branches, and then the rest animals are scattering. But when it comes to this fox, he is not ready for the changes. So we need to be ready to face any changes and do not be proud. Okay, now let's moving on to the second one, which is we should respect nature and the animals that depend on it. Yes, we should respect their own place, where they live, where they find their own food. Okay, we can't simply destroy their place, as that is one of their habitats. So we cannot simply destroy their place, because if they don't have any place, they will walk into the places that we live in. So that is very dangerous. As you can see in Malaysia, when most of the forests have been knocked down, okay, so the elephant come out to the road at night. So what will happen? Most of the cars, they need to stop and switch off their light. Okay, their car's light. Because of what? The elephant cannot see people. If they see people, they may destroy or they may attack these people. So this is what will happen. Okay, the elephant or the animals can harm us when we destroy their habitat or their place. So we should not destroy their place, as that is how they live in. That is how they live in the forest. Okay, they cannot simply live in the town like us. Okay, so up until now, do you understand? Okay, good job. So now let's moving on to your class activity. Okay, so I will paste the link for the game in your Google Meet. Okay, as you can see in the chat box, I have pasted the link. So I want everyone of you to access to this link. Have everyone access to the link? Or do you have any problem with the link that I've given just now? Okay, good. Okay, so now I want each of you to play this game and you need to answer the question. So this is true or false question. There is only 6 questions. I hope that you can answer this question. These questions are based on what we have learned just now, okay? We will check your answer after you have done playing this game. Okay, so everyone have played this game? Okay, good. So how was it? Does the question difficult? No, right? Okay, so which question that you got wrong? Question number 3. Okay, let's see question number 3. Okay, before that, for question 2, I can see most of you answer 5 stanzas. Okay, actually for this poem we only have 3 stanzas, it's not 5. Okay, so for question number 3, it is forest. Definitely forest. It's not the setting, it is not in a town. Okay, so out of these 6 questions, who get all correct? Yes, okay, Raju, Melvin, I can see. Okay, here is Alicia, and then we have the last one. Who is it? Okay, here is Bakar. Okay, good job everyone. You have done a great job. Okay, so for this poem, the day the bulldozers came, basically we have completed every part. Okay, I have covered every part. So we have learned for today's lesson, which is setting, themes, and moral values. So can you please restate again what are the moral values that you found in this poem? Okay, Raju, the first one is we should protect our nature. Okay, that's a very good example. Can I have another example? What is the moral value for this poem? Yes, we should be ready. Okay, as you can see, the fox is too greedy and too proud of himself. At the end of the day, his habitat also have been destroyed by the bulldozers. And you need to remember, for the setting, it is in the jungle or forest. That is the only answer. It is not in town, but it is in the forest. Okay, so if you don't have any questions, I think that is all for today's class. Thank you for joining my class. See you in my next class. Thank you, students.